I'm going to show you 5 top exercises what I say are like really top 5 exercises which you can do it in the gym, at home, at park. Okay, I'm going to call Mayank Karla. He's my top athlete. He's a calisthenic coach and he's super fit. Okay, Mayank, come in, buddy. So let's start with deadlift, and I'm going to show you a substitute for a deadlift if you don't have this basic barbell and plate. So let's start with a sumo deadlift. Now sumo deadlift, the stands are different comparing to a regular deadlift. I would always prefer this. So you see the stands are slightly wider. And you squat like how you squat in a deadlift. But see why it's called sumo, always remember, when you see the sport sumo wrestling, this is how they stand. That's your stance. Okay? Okay? Just check. So you stand straight without hyperextending your back. From here you drop down straight with your hip traveling down first, with your arm straight. You squat, touch the plate down. If you see your neck and spine is in one line, your hip is lower than the shoulder. So while you're coming up, you're not supposed to lift your upper body. You're supposed to just thrust the hip forward. Just give me 5 reps. Just see the form. He's squatting. So the hip travels first, the shoulder travels second, the arm is straight, the neck and spine is in one line. So when you come up, you contract the hip muscle together. Nice. Give me one more. Nice form. Stop. Now if you don't have a barbell with a plate, what we can do is we can use the entire body weight for a simple exercise which we were born to do. It's called squats. I always say a 4-year-old, a grandmother, a soldier and us, we all are supposed to squat. The degrees are different. Okay, so let's understand. Your stance will be slightly wider than the hip, toes flayed out. Now this is the strongest stance. See how you're standing right now? We all stand like that. Nobody is standing like this. So naturally this is what the flare we have in stance. So the only difference is I'm going to take a slightly wider stance. Now this is where you start. Now most of the time people say, okay, don't take the knee in the front, blah, 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 blah. Understand, squats is simple. Think you're sitting on a chair. So the hip goes back, let the hip travel below the knee level, squat all the way down. If you see a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, this is how they sit. And you just need to come up straight. This is how you do a squat. So you go down slowly, breathe, you come up fast, exhale. Again, hip contraction. When you come up, squeeze your hip muscle. People who do this, which is what I call hip extension, deadlift is a hip extension. If I'm doing a Russian swing, that's a hip extension. If you incorporate this movement in your regime, you will never have hip joint problem in your old age. This is what squats is. So that's why when I say a 4-year-old, a grandmother, me, a soldier, we all need to squats. This is the reason. Thank you. Next I'll show you sit-up, strengthening my core. I'm not going to call it a 6-pack exercise because 6-packs happens on the dining table, in the kitchen, not in the gym. So when you're doing a crunch, please do not do it for your 6-packs. Do it to strengthen your core. Very simple. You come up, exhale, faster, hold, slowly down. Throughout the movement, you just need to keep your core tight. You exhale up and you slowly inhale down. Now, if you cannot do it, you can make someone stand on your toe, put your hands on the knee, which will give you some resistance in the beginning. But the whole idea is to do it on your own. Thank you, Mayank. We've understood deadlift, we've understood squats, we've understood sit-ups for the core. Now let's go to the pushing strength of the upper body. I have 2 options. You can do it at home. If you're an actor, if you're busy, you travel a lot, this is what you can do in the hotel room. You can go out for a run. In the park, you can do it before or after you run. Okay, so Mayank is going to perform a namaskar, which we call it a dun or a Hindu push-ups. This is what internationally it's called. This exercise is used in parkour conditioning because when you see the form, you'll see from the calf to the leg to the hip, back to the chest, everything is work. Okay, let's go. Exhale up, go back. So when he's coming back, he's using his leg. When he's coming back, he's stretching his legs. When he's dipping, it's chest, shoulder and triceps. Nice, nice form. Go back. Nice. Go back. Bas. Now the second option what you have here for an upper body pushing strength is your push-ups. Push-ups, you have variation of push-ups. I'll show you 3 basics and 2 advanced. 3 basics will be a medium grip, a narrow grip and a reverse grip. So this is your normal grip where you lie down on the floor, keep your hands right beside your shoulder. Lift up. Then you make a neck, spine, entire body in one plank, one line. Now from here you're supposed to dip till your chest hits the ground. Push, exhale up. Lot of time people have this habit of looking in the front. Now this is hyperextension to the neck. Please avoid it. This all the way down, again bad for the neck. So see to it your neck and spine is in one line. You go down, push, chest to the ground, exhale. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Now we go for a narrow. From that position, you just get the grip slightly underneath the shoulder or inside the shoulder. Okay, always remember in this kind of grip, elbow travels close to the body. Neck, spine in one line, body in plank. Go. Exhale, push. Go. Exhale, push. Go. Exhale, push. Okay, now show me a reverse one. Now reverse is again a shoulder width grip. The only difference is your grip turns away. If you're a beginner, try and avoid because a lot of experience and flexibility and mobility at your wrist, elbow, shoulder is required. So until unless you don't have that kind of flexibility and experience, please do not try. Push. Nice form. Push. Nice form. Push. Nice form. That's it. Okay, I'll show you a bonus variation. It's a bonus for you. Archer or something. Okay. Okay. This is part of your calisthenic. Mayank is a master in it. So he's going to perform. It's an advanced movement. Until unless you don't have an experience, please do not try. Let's go. See the body control. Lot of hours of practice is gone in this. Because when Mayank is not training, he is studying fitness. So 24/7 he is doing this. Nice boy. Nice, 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 thanks. Okay, we've done legs, we've done core, we've done chest, shoulder, tricep with your push-ups. I'm going to show you a last exercise which you can do anywhere in the park, at home if you have something to do a pull-up. If you have nothing, you can find a bus stop to do it. You can go early morning, do some few pull-ups and you can go for a run. So we're going to show you a basic pull-up with a calisthenic pull-up, 2 variation. Let's go. Now, if you see, this is a pull-up frame. This is a human flag frame. This I'll explain later on. Mayank is going to show you 3 to 5 variations of basic pull-ups to advanced to a calisthenic, which is more skillful. Okay, so we're going to start with a pull-up. Let's go. Strict form, you pull straight up. There is an arch. You don't pull this way. The chest goes first up. You expand the rib cage. That's where your shoulder blade starts squeezing. Okay, no momentum, straight up and down. You go up fast, breathe out, hold for a second up, you get the contraction, slowly down. Okay, so that's one variation. Now if you want to do a reverse grip, now for example, I am a beginner. If I am a beginner, this grip is going to be difficult for me. So a basic beginner's grip is always called a pull-up grip. Now this is called a pull-up grip. It is called a supinated grip, reverse grip. So Mayank is going to show you a reverse grip, and if you're a beginner, this is the grip I would advise you to start with. Let's go. Always remember, either shoulder width or slightly wider than the shoulder width, not more than that. Okay, pull up till your chin is off the bar. The reason this is called a chin up is this. Your chin has to go off the bar, chin ups. Okay man, thank you. Now, if you have mastered pull up, if you can do 25 reps without failure, I think it's time to graduate to something called a muscle up. Muscle up is something I call a superhuman strength. You can pull and push. Check this out. Nice and strong. Nice. One more time. Strong boy. Nice. That's it. Superb. Archers. The archer push-up, what he did, the same technique he's going to use it for his pull-ups. See the grip, one is supinated, palm facing towards him, one is pronated, palm facing away from him. Nice. Nice. Thank you. So I think this is good enough exercises for someone who wants to train at home, who doesn't have an access to the gym. So we can do your squat, deadlift. You can rather do lunges also. You can add lunges. If you want, I'll just show you a form of lunges. You can either do a stationary lunge, Mayank will show you, or a walking lunge. This is again basic. You don't need a gym. You don't need an exercise. You don't need a space. Come. See, this is something, a stationary lunge. You just stand, take your stance, always see to it your stride is long enough where your knee is not traveling ahead of your toe. Always remember, this is very important, where my shin is straight 90 degree, this is straight line, okay. Go down, come up, exhale. Very basic, very basic. Now if you have mastered this, your form has become better, you go for something called plyometric. We'll show you. Plyometric is you land, lunge and push back. Again, when he is lunging, you will see his knee is not going beyond the toe. Nice. One more, one more, one more. Bas. Thank you. Thank you. So these are the exercises. You can increase your strength. If your diet is good along with this, and if you can manage minimum thrice a week of cardio, you will lose fat and you'll get fitter. Trust me, you don't need to spend a lot of money on supplements. You don't need to spend a lot of money on joining big gyms. If you are smart enough, if you can take out time for your health and fitness, which just needs 1 hour, 6 times a week, it's enough.
you've told us about people at home, but you've trained celebrities like Shahid Kapoor as well. So how are they training differently from people at home?
Training a celeb who's traveling a lot, like if I'm traveling with him on his shoots internationally or locally, it's as good as training them at home, because most of the 5 stars don't have gym, and most of the time he's so tired that we end up doing basic functionality where you don't need the machines and all those things. So that's how it works. And yeah.
But if he's a vegetarian, so what kind of diet does he
Okay, now what happens is he's a vegetarian, plus he loves fitness, so he trains hard. And at the same time, if he's shooting, where he has to work harder than what he normally does, plus he has to train at the same time and focus on a diet, it goes really haywire, because again, the word diet doesn't work, because the moment you go on a diet, you have to cut down certain nutrients from the food, which can hamper your mental performance, which I'm very concerned about when you're training a corporate or an actor, because their mind is more primary important and not the body, which is also important. For an actor, I always say this is your biggest muscle. So if I'm giving you a diet and that comes on the face in terms of your lines, or the jaw goes inside more and it makes you look older, and in Shahid's case for Shaandaar, I had to make him look fitter and younger. So the magic was more with the food than training, because he always trains. So the advantage what I have on his body is he's always in a fitter shape. So when a movie comes in, I just need to change his regime very little, and we don't need to train for 6 months for a movie. It just takes us 1 to 2 months to either bulk up or cut. Okay, so when it comes to now his nutrition part, which is his backbone, he's a vegetarian, doesn't even have eggs, and he's very disciplined with his food. So a lot of people get surprised when I tell them okay, his food is as basic as yours and mine when it comes to lunch and dinner, because he eats 2 sabzi, 1 dal, 1 paneer, salad, brown rice and curd. That's what I will eat if I'm getting a homemade food. So the only thing he misses being a vegetarian is something called first class protein, what I might get from my egg, fish and chicken, which he can't eat. Now the only source left for him is tofu and paneer. Then again, I would not recommend someone when they are trying to cut or something, because it has the estrogen properties and it will make you softer. So what I do is I supplement his diet with protein supplements. Rather than taking 40 grams per serving, what I might take being a non-vegetarian, I will give him 20 grams of protein per serving, maybe 4 to 5 times a day. Like I'll take 40 grams twice a day, because I'm getting my protein from chicken and fish and eggs. So this is the trick I play. If he has to gain strength and weight, I will up his carbohydrate. Now because he does functional training, I don't need to cut his carbs, because if I cut his carbs, he will not perform in the gym, as well as he will not be perform in front of the camera. So his brown rice, sweet potatoes, oats and chapati is always there. That way.
Okay, but he takes a lot of coffee as well, so does that hamper his diet in any way?
No, not really, because he's a guy who doesn't depend on fat burners, because fat burners are something which have 2 to 400 grams of caffeine. Coffee is something he loves, and coffee is something gives him that edge. So whenever you see him at shooting or just before the gym, he'll always have that one coffee mug with him. He just loves coffee. It's nothing to do with his training.